Welcome back guys to Fog Racing, and we're here Saturday the 31st of May. Oh yeah, spicy. Almost a May disaster here for certain drivers. I say almost, I mean, let's talk about Q1. Alright, Mayday indeedio. Yuki Tsunoda, P20, big questions around that second Red Bull. And I mean, I tell you what is the plan with Yuki Tsunoda, folks? Honestly, I think you'd be worried if you were Yuki Tsunoda. And you know, I've heard other people discuss this and all this good stuff, but it's like 2026 is a completely new year, right? Regulation change. Is the Red Bull in 2026 going to be hard to drive for the second driver? No one really knows. I think we could be looking at a situation where Isaac Hadjar gets put in that Red Bull seat for next season and Yuki Tsunoda gets bypassed alongside the likes of Lawson. I mean, Perez obviously had his chance. I mean, all these guys, where the second Red Bull seat just became impossible to drive, and you're looking at a situation where they couldn't do anything. And then Hadjar, his first attempt in a Red Bull might actually be when it's actually drivable. So I think that will make a pretty big difference to Isaac Hadjar's career. And like I said, I think Tsunoda could just be unlucky timing. You know, I mean, maybe the best thing for Tsunoda was for Lawson to have a better start to the season, and then drop off, and then Yuki Tsunoda replace him for next season. I think that's a fair enough theory. P19 was Franco Colapinto, broke down in the pit lane, bit unlucky. His teammate finished 9th, so bit disappointing. Because he definitely would have been higher up, I think. Moving on though, Carlos Sainz, home Grand Prix. Again, not good enough, man. Williams, definitely the worst they've looked this year, but you'd still expect Carlos Sainz to do a wee bit better. 17th, I can't remember who was 17th. I think it was Ocon, and then Hulkenberg was P16. Moving in though to Q2, it was Ollie Behrman in 15th, then it was Lance Stroll, Liam Lawson, Bortoleto P12, and Albon in P11. So tell you what, no bad, absolutely no bad from these guys. Definitely from Bortoleto and Behrman, I think that's definitely surpassed where the car was. As for Stroll, 21-0, he's been beat by Alonso this weekend. Alonso's made it 21-0, stretching back to Hungary last year, which is quite a big gap. I mean, it's pathetic, isn't it, from Lance Stroll? I think Stroll out-qualified him in China in the sprint this year, but obviously that's the sprint. And then that takes us into the final top 10, which there was, you know, big changes in the order. I think it's a bit surprising to see the top 10 covered by 7 temps, but I think it's safe to say, folks, that the flexi-wing technical directive, whatever you want to call it, hasn't really worked. Oscar Piastri leads home Norris from Verstappen, from Russell, from Hamilton, Antonelli, Leclerc, Gasly, Hadjar, Alonso. I think Leclerc and Alonso were screwed here because they went out, they did their laps with about 6 minutes to go, and the track clearly ramped up because everybody improved by like 4 tenths. You know, Mercedes, Ferrari locked beside each other. Max and Russell did the exact same lap. Again, can we sit here and be overly surprised about those two being that close? No, because they've definitely been the two in behind the McLarens. Obviously, Max still having the edge. But yeah, Piastri leads long way down to turn 1. Overtaking isn't the best around Circuit de Catalunya, but I think the track gets a bad rep, especially after this chicane change, man. I don't think the track's... I don't mind the track personally, right? I don't. And I do believe that we can get a good race tomorrow. I mean, does it rely on Russell or Verstappen maybe getting into the lead? Potentially, but like I say, it's not the hardest track to overtake since they've took out the chicane, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see what can happen. Tomorrow there'll be numerous stops and all that good stuff, but sadly this is where we're going to have to stop. And Oscar Piastri leads Norris by 3 points. Title fight on, but as Hamilton said post Qualy, this technical directive just seems like a fucking entire waste of time. You know, they've spent a lot of money. A lot of money's went into this. Nothing's fucking. I mean, who's changed? Yes, to the naked eye, Williams look like they have went backwards, but we won't know until we go to other tracks. And it's like I feel like this technical directive will affect teams more at tracks that are dependent with straight lines. You know that stuff, straight line speed. But I mean, there's rumours that Norris actually used this front wing in Imola, and again, Norris, not like Norris was slower in Imola, so yeah, it's always a shame, man. They hype up these like rule changes, and you know, you go in with expectations like, oh, are McLaren going to go to like 6th fastest, or Aston Martin and Sauber going to be the top 2 teams, and it never ends up being like that. So yeah, leave your thoughts down below. That's it for qualifying, and until next time, peace.